Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today, we're painting.
That's right, folks. Tonight we're going to be doing the inks and washes on Freyer from Archon Studios. This is a pretty spiffy Dungeons and Lasers dragon, turning out a lot better than I imagined. Tonight the little guy is going to be using exclusively Army Painter's blue tone. At one point we are going to add a little bit of water to it and a little bit of Liquitex Flow Aid just to get it to be a little bit more the way we want it. And tonight I'm going to be doing the wings while he's doing all of that. I will be using Vallejo's indigo wash or ink, excuse me.
And a bit watered down? Or?
No need for that at all. And that's about it. This is going to be a quick video because with the clear plastic on a huge portion of this dragon, we do not want to put any paint or ink on the clear plastic.
Even though originally your plan was just everything that's clear, just put wash on it and that's it.
Right. But we will be putting a little bit of the blue tone on the base, but that's where I'm going to be adding the Flow Aid and a little bit of water so that the wash will go down into the crevices and not stain any of the raised areas. Just so that you can see what's going on with the base, because it's supposed to be crystals, things like that. But we've got some other plans for this.
Let's just say it's going to be a bit taller.
Yeah. So we're going to change.
Like a lot taller.
Yeah. So let's get on with painting. Go ahead and pour some in your palette. We're not going to be using the wet palette tonight because we expect to use this stuff up as fast as we pour it, and we really can't.
What brush should I use? This brush?
No, I thought you were going to use the red Army Painter.
Yeah, but I look to use that for...
The mistake brush?
No, for maybe, but mostly just for finer details.
Okay, go for it.
And this, I mean, I don't... Not to a good start.
If you hear any weird noises in the background, our pupper's found one of his favorite old toys and is going to town on it. So he's quite happy right now. He's had this blue rubber bone for just about his entire life, and he's going on 10 years or so. You can imagine how happy he is that he found it. Silly dog.
Oh, by the way, for everyone on dog free, yeah, you're probably not going to like our channel. If you're just finding us now.
We like all animals here.
Except he doesn't like birds. He's jealous of them.
Well, who isn't? They can fly. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, the most your average bird is smaller than your average animal in general. So yeah.
Well, they got to be pretty smart to navigate and find their way home and all that. We also have crows in our area that are the size of turkeys.
Well, it's actually just one crow that's really big and it doesn't know how to fly.
Yeah, he dances around everywhere he goes. But I really like this indigo ink.
Yeah, it's good.
And I'll probably hit the wings up later with maybe a really light purple to dry brush over it. We'll see how that goes. But that will be in the dry brushing video, which will be next Sunday. At which point we should be done with this, except for any last minute touch-ups and things like that. As you see...
the immediate effect of the wash before it's dry is pretty good.
Yeah. I really haven't tried too many other companies' washes. I was really happy with Army Painter from the get-go.
Also, a lot of people say that they're really good. Also, I forgot one spot.
Yeah.
One spot for
It seems to be pretty hard to find the Vallejo game washes, except in sets. And they're usually kind of overpriced. Normally I buy a lot of my paints on Miniature Market, and I've yet to see any Vallejo washes available there.
Yeah, you get your paints either at Hobby Lobby, Walmart, or Miniature Market.
Yeah, it's almost time to make a new order for Miniature Market. Not just because I need some paints, but I saw that other WizKids. It's a flying airship. I forget what it's called, but it's pretty neat. It's not a very big ship. It's kind of a small sailing ship that's on a huge flight stand. But as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to get it. But we'll see if it's in stock when I get ready to make that order.
Yes.
As you can see, I'm using this pretty quickly.
Yes, washes are one of the things I use pretty quickly. But this is our only, is it our second bottle? Most bottles are...
Yeah, that's our second bottle.
How many bottles have you bought in seconds of? A lot?
Yeah, especially, I mean, the king of the most used paints in our collection is clearly the soft tone.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That I go through that like crazy. I'm on my 4th or 5th bottle in less than 2 years.
Well, yeah, but that's because soft tone works pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
It's good for wood, even though light tone's actually a bit better. Or at least for some types of wood. Not all wood is the same.
Yeah. And we're going to be using a lot of something. I don't know if we're going to actually use that or maybe just get a homemade wash going for the falling star.
Whenever we do paint that.
Well, we know when we're going to paint that.
Yes, we know exactly when we're going to paint that.
And you guys will know in approximately 2 days when we're going to paint that.
Very, very subtle.
Yeah, that's right, folks.
You're subtle as a nuclear warhead.
Why, thank you.
I guess take that as a compliment, and that works too, I guess. But yeah, you do go through washes quite quickly.
Well, I think it's because, you pretty much cover everything else you paint. You just go and then cover.
Also, maybe it's because, maybe just me, but I usually put a bit more than, maybe more than you should.
Yeah, I think that's a common habit of a lot of new painters is to just cover everything with a wash. Even I do it. I was working on that red demon that's been on my table of shame for almost a year now, and I managed to pump out a whole bunch of other miniatures, but I can't get back to that one.
Why?
I can't get into it for some reason. It's just, I want to paint it, but at this point it's kind of one of those need things where I need to paint it just to get rid of it off my table, but I just don't really want to.
Because we made a video on that.
Yeah.
So, not so subtle hint to go watch that, maybe.
Yeah. It was just last week, right?
It was our very last video.
What do you think? You like?
Yeah, maybe you should give it a white dry brush.
You think? I was thinking like kind of a lavender, maybe.
Yeah, just a very light dry brush, or not light in the dry brushing, but light is in the color that you use.
Right.
Should be very light.
Very hard to paint upside down, but. And we'll go on to the next one. We were tempted to use the homemade contrast paints on this, but we decided to go with just
I think I'm done putting the washes on.
the whole dragon.
Yeah.
Wow, I am a slowpoke tonight.
I guess so.
Well, then I will show you how to go onto the base while I do this. You have a.
Should I wash this off?
Yeah, what I want you to do.
Should I actually go and turn it
No.
off?
No. We'll be done in like 5 minutes here, folks. So, take the blue wash. Where you go? You're gonna. Okay. Leave me in the lurch hanging here. What did you do?
What?
Okay, take your blue tone, put a little bit more on the palette.
Is this enough?
No, a little bit more. You're going to end up wasting some with what I'm going to show you how to do.
Is that a bit more?
Yeah, that should be fine. And then just take one drop of this Flow Aid
Do I just...
and drop it in the center.
Okay, it's been dropped.
One drop. Now mix it up real good
With this brush?
with the brush you're going to paint with.
Okay.
And make sure you can tell the difference from the way it was before to the way it is now.
I think I can tell a difference, but I'm not 100% sure.
Does it seem still more like a wash?
I don't know. You said you...
Let me see. I try to pull it into the corner. You maybe add one more drop. I know it's risky, but
Do you want it so watery that you can't even see? I think it's definitely...
because we don't want it to stain the upper areas
So, does this...
of the base. No, not you definitely don't want to get any on the flight stand
No, I'm
itself.
just wiping some of it off.
And then go ahead and
So
just...
is this good enough?
Let me see. Yeah, and just hit the base and try to coax it into going into...
Coax it?
Into just the
Wait.
cracks and crevices,
Wait a
nooks and
minute.
crannies.
I need
It's
to...
like a Thomas's English muffin there.
Wait, what? I didn't hear
No,
anything you
no.
just said.
The most common use of the expression nooks and crannies seems to have been commandeered by the Thomas's English Muffin Company.
English.
Yeah. That sounds good right now. I'm getting pretty hungry. Okay.
No, I'm not doing it.
When you're doing that, make sure you keep the base flat on the table so that it doesn't move around. That you have to move, not the base, so that you get all that.
I think I put too much water. Not water fluid.
Really?
I'm not even sure if it needs any fluid.
Well, I don't want it to stain any of the upper areas because what we were experimenting with earlier will really not look good if that happens. So if it all flows down into the cracks, that's exactly what we want. If none of it stains the upper areas, then we will be happy campers.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think I might have put so much there, it's barely staining the bottom.
Well, it'll flow. It'll gravity will pull it all in there. We can always do another
Yes.
run through with that.
I mean, you can't beat gravity.
Not yet. Give us time. We'll figure out a way.
That was a funny joke. Funny haha
I
reference.
really like this brush I found. I don't know where I got it. It's just a cheap, hobby brush.
So Hobby Lobby probably.
No, I think I've had it actually.
Michael's.
Maybe I might have even got it at the dollar store. But it's got a really nice point. It's actually stayed around for a while. I'm really digging it. Normally I'd have to wear my glasses to do this part of the wing so I don't get any paint on the little arm, whatever those things are called, the bones in between each wing. But I'm actually...
Okay, is this looking good?
Yeah, that's exactly what we want.
You think this is enough?
Remember where you started and, go around full circle like a clock and then do it again if you have to. Just try to use up all of that.
I think this brush is going to be ruined after this.
You think what?
This brush is going to be a dry brush after this.
That's fine. We were just talking about we need to bring in some new brushes.
That was, I think, during this video.
I think it was right before I was talking about it. But either way, it's time to bring in some new brushes. I bought some yesterday.
Don't we buy new brushes like every 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay, do you think this is good enough for at least the first coat?
Yeah, see if you can't sort of scrape all that into the bottom and then...
No. And I can get just this.
Okay. Because I'm just about out of paint as well, or ink. And let me pop that in the water.
Oh, by the way, kids, remember, professional does not always mean quality.
What do you think?
Pretty good.
What do you think, folks? Cool. Bring them closer, maybe. Even though they're going to be back like this, I think, on the dragon. Oh, I missed a spot. I missed 2 spots. Let's get that before it's too late. Always check your work at different angles, because even though the old adage, if you can't reach it with the paintbrush, people can't see it, I don't necessarily believe that if I
Even
can see
though
it.
on the green dragon there's a spot where we didn't add any paint.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
But did you really knew I was going to say that?
Yeah, as soon as I said what I said, I was like, oh, he's going to bring up the green dragon.
And that's kind of hard to see.
You really, with that, you actually have to go look for that. It's in this little crevice.
Which is probably the reason why we didn't get anything there.
Yeah, it was so difficult. And
No, I think I just forgot. I think I just didn't notice that it was even there.
no, I saw it even when I was helping you with some touch-ups. I'm like, nah, don't need it.
It's gonna be a funny joke. It's gonna be a funny ha joke. But I think I'm done.
Okay, I just saw a white area. Oh, there it is. All right, folks, that's it for our fastest painting video ever.
Hopefully.
We had a long weekend, and we knew with this dragon, we were leaving the clear plastic untouched for the most part, so that, you know, it can do its thing, which is be clear plastic. Let's bring him over here. Can I carefully not spill your work? But there you have it, folks. Freyer in almost all of his glory. And next week we will show him off. Not completely done because we wait for the Sunday show-off show for that. But we hope you guys will come back Tuesday when we start to paint the biggest miniature we've ever painted. I think the biggest miniature in existence.
Would you really? No, it's not the big. Is it? I would really consider it a miniature because it's an object. It's a
miniature.
Well,
it says miniature on the box. It's a miniature.
Yeah, but it's not like would you call a miniature house a miniature? If they
if it says it on the box.
Well, if it says it on the box, then
it says it on the box. So there you have it, folks. Hope you guys join us Tuesday, because we've been looking forward to this for, I think, over a year, because I got it not last birthday, but the birthday before. So it's a full year. It's been sitting on a shelf. So
which one?
Okay.
Is it
The Falling Star.
Oh, so you just should have sang it.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot you were extremely subtle about what we're doing. Yeah, Tuesday's going to be the Falling Star, and the Tuesday after that's probably also going to be the Falling Star. Actually, no.
No, Tuesday after that's something totally different.
Yeah. By the way, I'm just going to say it because if we're not going to be subtle on this channel, then I might as well just say it. The Tuesday after this Tuesday is going to be something that we were going to do last month, but didn't have enough time.
So.
It's also Siege of the Citadel.
Nice. Okay, folks. Have a great week. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Buenas noches.